Cheers rocked the rock as the New Jersey Devils retired the jersey of Martin Brodeur, celebrating the career of arguably the greatest goaltender of all time. For perhaps the first time in his career, the living legend looked flustered.
Probably the first time I'm nervous on that ice.
The crowd watched in awe as highlights of this storied career played on the Jumbotron, transfixing members of the media as well as the thousands of fans.
Oh man, it's on. I can't let it go. I can't.
You seem pretty excited.
Oh, I almost didn't make it here.
Marty's a legend. Number 30, baby. Holds on our records. Marty's better.
I said I met kids 20 years ago. It's such a difference now. You come in and they're 22 years older and they're still around, and it's pretty amazing. I think if you go to the markets like the Montreal or New York or Toronto, they're so big that you have zero personal touch. As a former player, you think your career is going to be forever, you take it for granted when people yell your name and do this, and it ends. When it ends pretty suddenly, and so it was definitely nice for me to hear that again, but I know I don't know what I have to do for them to chant my name again.
No, we're always going to cheer him as long as he's alive and even long after he's dead.
I think you're still going to hear the Marty chants going around every game, no matter where you are, home or away. It'll always be there.
It was quite an entrance. There was the nod to local pride.
There's nothing like New Jersey. Wise guys, so many wise guys. I'll tell you what, you can make it in New Jersey. You can do just about anything you want in life.
There was the line that made all the newscasts in connection with yesterday's Egypt air disaster and Hillary Clinton.
So today we had a terrible tragedy, and she came up and she said that Donald Trump talked about radical Islamic terrorism, which she doesn't want to use. She used a different term because she doesn't want to use that term. She refuses to use that term. And I'm saying to myself, and it's a terrible thing, and he essentially shouldn't be running for office. He doesn't have the right to run for office. And I'm saying to myself, what just happened about 12 hours ago? A plane got blown out of the sky. And if anybody thinks it wasn't blown out of the sky, you're 100% wrong, folks, okay?
The critics pounced on him for jumping to that conclusion. Outside the event, a carnival atmosphere prevailed, while merchants offered buttons, masks, hats, food. About 200 protesters made their feelings known.
Donald Trump is a loose cannon. He's going to be dangerous for America. He has no knowledge of the issues.
Whether it's women, whether it's workers, whether it's nurses, whether it's teachers.
Inside the National Guard Armory, about 1,000 people waited for Trump and Governor Christie.
America first! America first! America first!
The event and another private one raised money for the state Republican Party and to retire Christie campaign debt. The governor did his part.
We've got about 6 months to go, everybody. Just a little bit less than 6 months till we change America by electing a new president, getting rid of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
And then the main attraction spoke for half an hour. To those who follow him, it was familiar stuff.
When these guys on television, the most dishonest human beings, these people right here, look at all the cameras. No, they're the worst.
And there was the Trump who can be a little crass.
I am paying so many people. I have so many employees in New Jersey. I hate to think about it. I have to be honest, okay?
We are in this together.
Getting a little raucous out here. Some vehicles are coming through. It looks like...
We're not going to have a dictator's president, goddammit.
It looks like the joining of Bernie Sanders, Bernie or bust people, and maybe Black Lives Matter. I see a sign. Look at that sign, Matt. That sign up there. Help end Wall Street. Wall Street, hold on government, vote no on Hillary. Here comes some police vehicles with their sirens blaring. I can't see if they're actually moving or just wailing. So there's a little fire. Dancing.
Well, your friends are getting put in a cage. That is not solidarity.
They want us to be divided. She is not your enemy. She is not your enemy.
She's not my comrade either.
Somebody's burning an American flag. Reminiscent of the 60s. I saw this happening in the 60s. I haven't seen it since, but here it is.
We fight because we love each other. We don't love because we hate each other. We fight because we love each other. This is love. It's a demonstration of love.
As he walked into Patterson Great Falls Park, Dr. Paul Kowalski finished a 30-year journey.
To make an accomplishment of this, magnitude and end up in my home state of New Jersey. It's a joy, it's excitement, it's a little surreal, but it's like coming back home, finishing a whole lifelong travel trip and then ending back home in the Garden State.
The dentist from Marlboro, who will speak to anyone who wants to hear about our national parks, made it his lifelong mission to visit them all.
The one thing that I enjoy about the Park Service, it's America. It's honest. We look at every aspect. We have history of women history sites, black history sites, Hispanic. I was in Guam and American Samoa.
With his stop in Patterson, his national parks passport is now complete.
You get sites like, Yellowstone, Glacier, Rocky Mountains, Grand Canyon, but there's a lot of little sites like Knife River Villages in North Dakota, Charles Pickney in South Carolina, little tiny sites that maybe I would visit, but not the average person. So we have a passport system, and you go there and it stamps the dates and the place.
It's truly a pleasure to have
likewise
such a national park traveler extraordinaire here.
This is our Grand Canyon. This is our Yellowstone. This is the site of America's first planned city of industry and innovation, founded by Alexander Hamilton.
Great Falls is the 413th national park that Dr. Kowalski has visited, and as of today, he's seen them all. But Congress is often making new national parks, and he says he's prepared to hit the road when they do.
The national parks need to be protected. Those environments are critical, and there's some of the last special places left in this U.S.
The history of jazz was written on the road, in small clubs in towns big and small, by musicians whose names are now legendary for even the uninitiated. Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Max Roach, and Frank Downbeat Brown. The last name on that list may not be the best known, but aside from playing drums with some of these greats, Frank Brown is the man who took these amazing candid photos.
He loved to capture things because he, for some reason, knew that these things would be worth something, and if nothing more than great memories.
Like these photos of the writer James Baldwin, known to Frank Jr. as Uncle Jimmy.
That picture right there is a picture of Uncle Jimmy and my dad.
Did you know when you had interactions with him that this was an internationally known writer?
It's just what he did. He was just a down-to-earth person, but very fun. But he had an aura about him even then.
The world does need to see these photos. They're a record of a life in art, on the road, creating the music that would change music forever. Or for Frank Brown Jr., Dad's family photos that just happen to feature the founders of America's greatest artistic gift to the world. For NJTV News, I'm David Cruz.